In this video, we're going to be looking at 10 things you never knew about Kelly Brook, including a shocking revelation about her arrest and the time she was nearly shot by cops. Stay tuned, you're not going to want to miss this. Number 10. Kelly Brook isn't her real name. I bet you didn't see this one coming, right? Neither did we. Kelly's real name is actually Kelly Parsons. However, after her first modelling shoot, aged just 16, her agent discovered that there was already a model using that name, so he suggested that Kelly adopt a stage name in order to help distinguish herself. Kelly's first suggestion was LeBrock, but she later settled on her now infamous choice of Brook. Legally, her name remains Kelly Ann Parsons. Number 9. Hollywood and Harvey Weinstein. In the UK, Kelly is known for her modelling and her appearances on TV shows including Loose Women, Celebrity Juice, Strictly Come Dancing and Britain's Got Talent, to name but a few. But for most international audiences, it's probably her Hollywood film appearances for which she's best known. The thing is, her Hollywood career hasn't exactly been smooth sailing. Unlike most actresses who actually struggle to get cast in films, Kelly has actually turned down more roles than she's appeared in, and it's all down to the fact that she was uneasy about the motives of those casting her. You see, it turns out that disgraced Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein allegedly had an unhealthy obsession with Kelly. In case you're not familiar with Harvey Weinstein, until recently, Harvey was one of the most powerful men in Hollywood, but in 2017, over 80 women within the film industry came forward bringing sexual assault lawsuits against him. The incidents spanned a period of over 30 years. Accusers included such names as Kate Beckinsale, Cara Delevingne, Mylene Klaas, Gwyneth Paltrow and Angelina Jolie, amongst many others. Kelly actually worked with Harvey Weinstein for the film Piranha 3D, in which, weirdly, he cast her to play the role of an adult actress eaten by a piranha. Weinstein was apparently so infatuated with Kelly that he offered her numerous roles, but sensing his motives and feeling repulsed by him, she turned him down for every single one of his offers. When the revelations about Weinstein became public, Kelly tweeted the following: "Was a film career and an Oscar really worth protecting this beast? Shameful A-listers for keeping quiet. You put others at risk. #enabler." Alongside the message, she included a picture of Weinstein standing next to Gwyneth Paltrow. The tweet was subsequently deleted, but Kelly received backlash for seemingly attacking victims as well as Weinstein. The fact remains, however, had she not turned him down for his roles, who knows what other advances he may have made. Number 8. She had a turbulent upbringing. In her autobiography, Up Close, Kelly claims she didn't have a very stable environment growing up. Unfortunately, her parents had quite a volatile relationship, particularly when they'd been drinking. Most weekends, they would have drunken, blazing rows that would end up with the police being called. Most of the time, the police would just ask her dad to leave the house to cool off, and he'd be back within a day or two. But a few times, it got so bad that he was actually arrested and dragged out of the house, kicking and screaming. One of the most traumatic memories for Kelly was one particular argument between her parents where things got so bad that her dad started throwing furniture around the house. Kelly and her mum were so frightened, they huddled together in the corner of a room, and when the police eventually arrived, her dad jumped out of the window to escape, but ended up breaking his leg. Violence was also common in other areas of her life too. The council estate she grew up in Kent, wasn't the nicest of places. She remembers how she would regularly see violent punch-ups. She recounts a particular incident in her local pub where a man had, in her words, his head smashed in. She says the ordeal was so horrific that it scarred her for life. Despite it all, Kelly did have a very close relationship with her dad. When he sadly passed away of cancer, Kelly was actually competing in Strictly Come Dancing. After the funeral, she attempted to go on with the competition, and at the time, she was hotly tipped as one of the favourites to win the show, but sadly, she ended up withdrawing completely because she found it too difficult to continue. Number 7. Failed relationships. Perhaps as a direct result of her upbringing and her parents' relationship, Kelly's own relationships have also been quite turbulent. Kelly has had a string of failed engagements, and her ex-fiancés include Hollywood actors Billy Zane and Jason Statham, and athletes Danny Cipriani, the bad boy of rugby, as well as David McIntosh, the former gladiator. It seems like she's not the best at picking partners. None of the relationships ended particularly well, and it's well documented that both Danny and David cheated on her. Sadly, she's also had a miscarriage with another partner, rugby star Tom Evans. In February 2018, Kelly revealed that she also proposed to her current boyfriend, Jeremy Parisi, while on a trip to Antigua. According to her, Jeremy rejected her. The pair had been together for about 3 years at this point, but Jeremy wasn't impressed by the proposal and turned her down. Number 6. Paranoid psycho. Kelly describes herself as being a bit of a psycho when it comes to boyfriend Jeremy. Her exact words, not mine. She says that being cheated on in the past has left her paranoid, and she's been known to check her boyfriend's phone, once going so far as to screenshot messages and then forward them to a friend to translate from French in order to check up on him. Her insecurity also surfaced at the start of their relationship when she waited 6 months before first meeting him and asked him to prove it was really him in his Instagram photos. She was worried that the person she was speaking to wasn't the same person posting on Instagram, and her worry was that she was being catfished. Fortunately, after proving himself on a video Skype call, the pair met up face to face, and the rest is history. Number 5. Naked gardening. Kelly was born and still lives in Kent, which is known as the Garden of England. That probably goes some way as to explaining why she loves gardening so much. Followers of her Instagram will know she's often sharing photos of her plants and of her beautiful garden, and she's also appeared on TV giving gardening tips and even doing a live segment for the BBC during the world famous Chelsea Flower Show. But did you know she also enjoys gardening naked? Apparently, Kelly enjoys tending to her bushes in nothing but Wellington boots and states it's a great exercise and ensures she gets an even tan all over. That must be quite the sight for her neighbours. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button for more videos on your favourite celebrities and reality TV shows. Still to come in this video, we're going to discover the time Kelly was arrested and had a gun drawn at her by cops. But first, number 4, the FHM Sexiest Woman Award. Kelly was crowned the sexiest woman in the world by FHM magazine in 2005. No mean feat considering FHM polled 15 million people when compiling the list. She was the first British woman to be voted number 1 on the list, and she's featured in the top 10 more times than any other woman. But it's not just men that seem to admire her body. In a poll by Grazia magazine, which has a largely female readership, readers voted her as having the best British female body, the one they most wish they had. Despite it all, Kelly admits she is insecure about her weight and is sometimes prone to piling on the pounds. Over the years, her body has fluctuated between size 8 and size 16. Recently, she lost 2 stone, about 13 kilograms, after both her mum and her boyfriend made remarks about her weight gain. Kelly said, "My boyfriend said I looked like a little balloon. It wasn't just trolls, it was him as well. I told my mum she should stop drinking once, and she said, you should stop eating. My family are quite real with me. I'm not living in some dream world." Kelly claims she put on weight in the first place because she loves eating the old British favourite pie and chips and washing it down with pints of Guinness. After losing the weight, Kelly went on to become the face of SlimFast. Number 3. Failed businesses. One area that unfortunately Kelly hasn't done so well is the business world. In 2013, she opened a bar and a restaurant in the heart of London called Steam and Rye with business partner Nick House. The bar had an Americana theme and was famous for serving steaks and moonshine, as well as having a professional rodeo-grade mechanical bull. The bar quickly became a favourite celebrity hangout and even won Bar of the Year at the London Club and Bar Awards, but unfortunately that didn't seem to be enough to pay the bills, and in 2017, just 3 years after first opening the doors, she closed it down for good. Online reviews of the place seem to be very mixed, and although Kelly hasn't totally ruled out the idea of opening another bar in the future, judging from these reviews, she'd probably be better off focusing on her modelling and acting work. Number 2. Double chin treatment. Kelly has had laser treatment to get rid of her double chin, The treatment, known as a strawberry lift, is a non-surgical laser procedure that apparently tightens the skin around the chin and the neck area. In order to work, strawberry lifts apparently require 4 to 8 treatments, with prices for each treatment starting at around £250. But Kelly is also a pro at a much cheaper way of dealing with things. She's been called out on social media numerous times for photoshopping her photos to make herself look slimmer. Kelly defended the practice by claiming it's second nature to her, having grown up within the modelling industry where such practices are commonplace. Number 1. Her brushes with the law. Kelly may not seem like a troublemaker now, but she once spent time in a jail cell for shoplifting as a teenager. Apparently, a friend of hers convinced her to help steal a bunch of clothes from Topshop. Unfortunately, Kelly and her friend ended up getting caught and were both dragged to the police station. Once at the station, Kelly boldly told her friend not to worry because the police would never lock them up for a first-time offence. The arresting officer overheard her saying this and, in order to teach her a lesson, locked her up in a cell. In a more recent incident, Kelly ended up having cops draw their guns at her. The incident took place in Las Vegas when she was out there filming for Piranha 3D. Kelly and her Piranha co-star were in a taxi, but the driver wasn't sure how to get to their destination. Realising a police car was behind them, Kelly got out of the car to ask the police for directions, but this must have startled the cops because instead they drew their guns at her. She explains, all of a sudden the police car slammed on the brakes and 4 coppers leaped out, their guns drawn, yelling, get down on the floor." Thrown off guard, Kelly began to laugh nervously. She explains, "Jessica hissed at me to be quiet. Shut up," she said, "they're going to kill us." Thankfully, the pair were able to reassure the officers that they were just actresses who were lost, and they were warned never to approach police in that fashion again. Bizarrely, before driving off, the police then asked her for her autograph. Speaking of brushes with the law, did you know that celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay once framed a rival for masked robbery? Check out the amazing true story in our video here. See you on our next video.